Hi Aquarius, this is going to be a part 2, so if you want to watch part 1, it will have the same title. This one will just say part 2 of 2, the other one will say part 1 of 2, and it will have the same title. So what we have so far is 10 of Cups, Temperance, and we also have Ace of Wands and 4 of Cups. The way that I'm reading this right now is 10 of Cups and Temperance feels like right now there's a major focus on you wanting to feel like you're cultivating joy within your life, connection within your life, happiness, knowing that this isn't going to happen overnight. It's going to be dependent upon sort of a longer term process of me making choices that are aligned with my 10 of Cups, my pursuit of happiness, joy, connection, contentment, and that I'm going to cultivate this by every time an opportunity comes through, I ask myself, is this aligned with that? Is it not? And then make a choice accordingly. What I'm seeing is that as you sort of are in the mindset of this being a process that you're going through right now, like if I want to feel connected to like that highest potential for me of bliss within my life, of enjoyment within my life, of satisfaction, of fulfillment within my life, every time an opportunity comes through, I need to sort of weigh it against the standard that I know within my heart, okay? You have an opportunity to come through, so this is a time to put this in practice. This is an Ace of Wands. What this opportunity is, though, the thing that I was seeing it be described as was something that unknowingly would actually put too much on your plate ultimately, and so you're being encouraged to turn this down. Well, is that even the right way to say it? I feel like that's a reductive way to say it. Basically, there's an opportunity coming through. It's not aligned with your 10 of Cups. And so if you want to cultivate your 10 of Cups within your life, you're going to have to say no to this thing because it's not aligned. That's where I'm seeing the 4 of Cups come through. Sort of like, this does not meet the standard of the things that I want to cultivate within my life. It's not reflective of that standard. And so obviously you're going to have to say, no, not going to do it, not going to go through that door, not going to open myself up to that. And that's really that here with this. The reason why I feel like you're being told about this is that if you're like, you have that mindset, right, of like, if opportunities come, I want to make sure that they're a right fit for me. This is your guide saying there's an opportunity that I'm seeing coming through here, and you get that feeling of, I don't know about that, say no to it. Do not just take it and be like, yeah, this is a right opportunity solely because it's presenting itself to you. This feels like a time when you can really use your discernment and again, like, compare it to this standard that you have been creating and see that this does not match up with what you're trying to do. This is a really big new chapter that you're starting. I do feel like things are different in this chapter than in the last chapter. Like, this chapter feels like it's about prioritizing, not like I only care about my life looking good, but you caring that your life feels good to you, that it feels right to you, that you are internally experiencing what you want to experience, and your choices that you're making being reflective of that. This feels like understanding that how you feel on an internal level about the stuff that you have going on within your life is just as important as the stuff that you have going on an external level. Like, from someone on the outside looking in, it's not just about what they're seeing physically, what you'd be seeing physically if you were just like looking at your life without all the feelings being involved, just looking at like accomplishments or what you have going on or whatever. This is also that there's such immense value in the way that you feel about it. This does feel like a newish standard. I'm seeing stuff about not actively choosing things that are going to be draining as well, because maybe before you felt like that was just what you were doing or other stuff you were prioritizing, and so that was just part of it. This time around, it feels like if you know something is going to be draining in a way that feels over the top, because it's not like you're never going to get involved in something that takes your energy sometimes, you know, or like requires that of you. Like sometimes we're always going to be willing participants in that, but before you could have felt like, okay, this is just what's going on or like what needs to happen right now. Now it feels like there's an active choosing of, I want things that are going to feel restorative to me, more so restorative than they are draining to me. Like I don't want to be in something that feels like I never get the chance to replenish my energy. And because you're having this new chapter here, it feels like a golden chapter that you're opening. You're not going to be doing things that feel like you never have a chance to recover. We only have 8 cards out here. 3 out of the 8 cards are aces, and we also have the World, which speaks about the opening of a new chapter. We have Ace of Pentacles, we have Ace of Wands, we also have Ace of Cups. That means like a bunch of new chapters are opening, which can also mean like a lot of stuff is closing out for you, Aquarius. That can be the feeling, like this chapter is closing and this one and this one and this one, because all of these new chapters are opening. I wonder too if you're feeling like not like at your most connected right now with 4 of Cups. There can be a part of you that like there's stuff that's going on, and having this new chapter start, this feels like it's going to be the beginning of something so glorious within your life. But having 4 of Cups, I get this feeling of you've been going through stuff recently that could have felt like it's really taken a toll on you, and so now you need some time to recover from that, and that you're gonna feel reconnected again. But if right now you're going through things and you're feeling like not at your regular level of connectivity and maybe feeling like less hopeful than usual, it's just because of your energy levels being lower right now. I even get this feeling of just like not being in your regular mood. I also feel like you're aware of this too. This doesn't feel like this is just your baseline and it just doesn't feel good. This feels more so like there's an awareness of this may be a sign that I'm not feeling at my like normal levels. Some of you too can actually feel overwhelmed, but the way that you can be experiencing it is more of like a numbness, is more so what I'm seeing here. And also too, I get the feeling of there may be an opportunity that you turn down because it's not aligned anymore with this standard that you've established currently. Because we can always change those things around. But right now, the 10 of Cups is the standard for you. And so you're like, I'm only going to take things that like really pass like they have to meet the standard. Otherwise, it's going to be a no for me. So I'm seeing that really be your mindset here. And what I'm seeing too is that I do feel like one of the things that are presenting themselves to you currently, out of the many things, there's something that's not aligned and needing to make sure that you recognize that it doesn't meet the standard. But you do have, I'm seeing multiple other things that do meet the standard. But there can be something about having to reject something or having to turn it down because it doesn't meet the standard. And what I think I said this in the first part, in case any of you guys didn't see it. In the first part, I was saying that something is coming through. It's not like a match with the standard that you have. And you'd have to say no to this thing, but there may be a little bit of a push for you to take it, and you may have to stand your ground with that and say, no, I'm not going to take that on. That's what it looks like to me. I do also feel like this is something that you're working on, like recognizing the importance of your life feeling good, not just looking good. And that being a big thing. Like that looks like the big next chapter that you're starting. And just know this too, sometimes we can get into this mindset that is fear motivated, that if something comes through and it doesn't meet your standard, to just say yes to it, because what if nothing better comes along? But this is like a sure thing that I'm seeing here, that there are better things that will come along. So if you're, for the right reasons, you know, saying no to something because it doesn't meet this standard of yours that you have, there are other things on the way. So you don't need to be worried about that, like saying no. And two, like sometimes in the reading, it's like you're saying no to everything, and you need to open yourself up and say yes to something. I'm not seeing that be like the vibe right now. I'm seeing it be more so like honor this standard that you have right now, and make sure that you're checking things and not let stuff pass through, or signing on for things, saying yes to things that you know are not in alignment with, not reflective of this standard that you have currently. Some of you, I'm seeing there's going to be like a conversation or like a message that can be happening. The word earnest is coming through. I'm seeing that be connected to sort of what you're doing as far as like how you're really feeling about things. Like even feels like an honesty or a transparency with the choices that you're making based off of how you're actually feeling when you do check in. I'm seeing there be, like, stuff feels much more in alignment now than it had been before. This is something that's actively being cultivated. This is something that's going to happen over a span of time. Again, it's not just going to be like you make those choices for a day and then everything in your life is fixed. This can, or where you want it to be. This is something that's, it's going to take time to do this, but it is something that, like, once Saturn gets done with you, because I'm seeing Saturn and I'm seeing Sagittarius here. Once Saturn gets done with you, you are going to see the way that things look. You are going to feel the way that they feel and know that you have really elevated. Like there is a quality there that was not there before that you're going to really appreciate. But it does take doing the hard things sometimes, doing the difficult things sometimes, you know, saying no sometimes. And so that feels like it's part of it too. Like knowing when to say no, knowing when to turn things down. That being part of this, you know? Because this standard is important that you have here. I'm seeing an opportunity come through. It feels like it's going to give you the opportunity to... It's going to be an opportunity that you take where you can be taking more of a break, where it can be more of a thing slowing down, where it's going to feel like things are not so stressful for you. It feels like that type of thing. And it feels too like it's going to help you reconnect in a way that I don't think that you feel so connected right now. Four of Cups and Ace of Cups is giving that feeling of I have enough going on right now, and so I'm not in a place where I'm feeling particularly open, but I'm seeing this not be your baseline. This feels like it comes more so from a place of you just had so much stuff going on, and I again get the sense that your like reaction to this is more so feeling like numb and disconnected. And so if you're feeling like that, it's just because of your energy like not being at the regular levels. And so getting your energy, doing anything that you need to do to sort of get your energy back there is really going to help you feel reconnected again in a way that you can like just know that you feel disconnected, you know? I feel again like you're aware of this. This doesn't feel like something's wrong and I just don't really understand it. This feels, or like I'm not even recognizing that, this is just how I feel all the time. This feels more so like something's feeling off and I'm recognizing that, and it's again not your like regular baseline. This is more so like something going on with you energetically, and that is an indication that there is like recovery that's needed. And I think also too, stress can be a big part of this as well. You know, so if things are coming through that normally you think you would like go for those things and you're just like, I'm totally disinterested right now, it's just because of that stress level. So this is going to be recovered, and it feels to like moving in the direction of those things that are going to feel more replenishing rather than draining for you right now is really the way to go. Stuff that is not going to be extremely stressful, you know, like unnecessarily stressful, things that don't allow you to recover energetically, is going to be a time when you lean the other way. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.